The Mean One, a horror parody of The Grinch, is coming to theaters on December 9th, and I got an early screener to check out this film. Thank you to Ted for sending me this screener. Is the film any good, or should you just be skipping it? Find out my review next. In a sleepy mountain town, Cindy has her parents murdered and her Christmas stolen by a bloodthirsty green figure in a red Santa suit, the Mean One. The film stars David Howard Thornton, Krystle Martin, Amy Schumacher, Christopher Sanders, Chase Mullins, Flip Kobler, Rachel Winfrey, Molly Flanagan, and many others, and was directed by LaMorte. So The Mean One, I actually heard about this film last week, and I actually got a screener for this film a couple days ago, and I was really intrigued to check out this film, as I really do love The Grinch. I love the one with Jim Carrey, and I even love the cartoon one that Illumination made a few years back. So with this film, I really was just trying to see what they really were going to incorporate in this film. And I didn't watch a trailer, obviously, going to this film, so I really didn't know exactly how the film was going to play out. But I knew that David Howard Thornton, who also played Art the Clown, was going to be in this film. So I knew that that character played by him was going to be really good. And I have to say, he really did live up to actually playing the Grinch with his mannerism, his facial expressions. I love the variety of weapons that he has in this film, and the way that he's just terrorizing these different people. The way that he plays the character, he's just a horror legend, and I think that he has his characters down to a T no matter what the character is, and I think that he really does represent the Mean One here very well. And I also enjoyed the narration with Christopher Sanders. I love that when he is actually narrating, he actually is rhyming like he is actually rhyming off of poetry. And I found that that was a really cool touch to the film, and the way that they actually presented that towards the film. It wasn't too much, but when it actually happens, it can be kind of really funny in certain points of the film. Now, as we get into the actual kills and how this story actually is, we're not in Whoville this time. We're in Newville, guys. So I like that they change a few things around with how this story is actually going to go. You still have that big old mountain that the Grinch has in the past film as Jim Carrey. And you still have Margie in this. In this film, she is a mayor, and she is trying to actually build a brighter tomorrow. And she still plays that character that is really kind of annoying and kind of over the top, but I don't think she is over the top as the original character in the original Grinch. And I would say that most of the characters in here, they don't really matter that much. Cindy, played by Krystle Martin, she looks a lot like Ronda Rousey. And it's interesting because she was actually a stunt double for Ronda Rousey in her other films. I'm not a big fan of Ronda Rousey, but I have to say some certain things that she actually does in this film. She acts like an MMA fighter, and that was kind of ridiculous. And there's a lot of ridiculous moments in this film. The CGI in this film is absolutely horrible. When I'm telling you how bad it is, there is one part in this film where somebody gets stabbed and blood is splattering everywhere and even goes at the camera. And I'm not even joking you when I say this. It honestly looks like red jello just flopping everywhere in the air. It looks pretty bad. There's lines in here that are really stupid. There's one line where a guy says, "I ordered bell peppers, not jingle bells." Another line where the sheriff is looking at a photo, which is really blurry, by the way. And he looks at the photo and he goes, "What is that, Hellboy? Bigfoot?" Cindy's character, she has this sign that she puts up, and it has this photo supposedly of the Grinch. It's really bad the way that they actually put it up there, and it literally says on the poster, "Big Furry Green." It's really laughable. There's a lot of different photo kind of edits they have in here that are pretty bad, and of course the dialogue in here, it's pretty bad as well. The acting, I would say, is not as bad as I expected it to be. I thought with a really low budget film like this, the acting would be really bad, but I think more so that the dialogue at points is probably worse than the acting in this film. Camera work in this film is definitely not consistent. There are definitely points in the film where the camera is pointing down at the ground, or there's some shaky cam. There's even one part where Cindy actually falls into like this hole, and she just randomly finds a wallet in there. And when she gets out of there, which she gets out of there in like a few seconds, you could have sworn that she fell from like a big, like, I guess, drop to get into that hole, but she gets out of it really quick. I thought that that was kind of funny in itself. Overall, for me, this film as a whole, it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be, but I would say that it's really not that great either. I would give a score of this film a 2 out of 5. Would I revisit it anytime soon? Probably not. Maybe if I had a group of friends and they wanted to check it out and have a little bit of laughs at certain points in the film, maybe I would invite them over. I think, if nothing else of this film, you'll at least enjoy the kills, and I think that you'll enjoy Art the Clown from Terrifier actually playing the Grinch. I think he does a great job here, and that's probably the best part about the film. And like I said, I like the narration and the whole poetry that they actually, have a part of that narration. But other than that, this film, it's just kind of meh for me. I probably wouldn't rewatch it anytime soon. But thank you guys for watching this review. Let me know in the comments, did you like this film? Did you hate it? Was it kind of meh? I'm really interested to hear other people's thoughts and what they actually think about this film. I think it really just depends. Do you see lower budget films very often? If you don't, you probably won't really like this film. But if you're into just kind of sloppy kind of films, really low budget films, I think that you'll really enjoy this film. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on my next review.